going back to order of operations, dealing with PEMDAS. So while we're talking about PEMDAS, it's a good opportunity to talk about what exponents mean. This is an exponent. You see these little 2's superscripted onto a number. What that means, if I have 7 to the second power, that means I want 7 times itself twice. So 7 times 7. So I'm going to save that aside and I'm going to go through my PEMDAS. So parentheses, we have no parentheses. Exponents, yeah, we do. So let's go ahead and deal with that exponent right now. So 7 times 7, give me 49. There is also a button in your calculator where you can do an exponent. The button looks like this. It's called a caret. Make sure you know how to use your calculator. If you don't, ask someone who's in the room teaching you. Ask. All right. So 7 squared, 7 to the second power, is 49 plus 1. Multiplication, division, addition. So let's add those together. 1 plus 49 give me 50. All right, so let's try another one. We're going to do a bunch of these because PEMDAS is something you'll see over and over as we continue through algebra, geometry. This is something that's going to repeat itself over and over and over. All right, so pardon me, it's negative minus 4 squared. All right, so we have negative 4 minus 1 minus 5 minus negative 4 squared. Okay, so now we're getting a little more complicated, but the same rules apply. So let's look at the parentheses. All right, we have this in parentheses right here. These parentheses right here don't have an operation that we're going to do, right? We're not going to add, subtract, multiply, divide. It just says negative 4. So we're just going to leave that one alone. 1 minus 5. Well, we have to think back to our positive and negative numbers, right? Because if we have 1 minus 5, we have 0, we have 1 right here. It's saying go to the left 5 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5. So give us negative 4. Again, if you need to review that, go back and look at those videos on adding and subtracting negative and positive numbers. A lot of 4s in this question. All right. So let's look at the next one, exponents. So we have an exponent right here. Negative 4 times 2. So we have negative 4 times negative 4. If you are putting this into your calculator, you need to put it in with the parentheses and then that caret button, 2. That's exactly how you should put it in. If you do not put these parentheses, you will not get the correct positive or negatives. So make sure when you're dealing with negative numbers that you put in those parentheses in the calculator. Again, if you don't know how to use your calculator, ask someone. So negative 4 times negative 4 will give me positive 16. Negative times the negative give me positive. So positive 16. I'm going to write all of these down. So multiply. Well, technically I am multiplying because outside of these parentheses are negative 1s. So we have negative 1 times negative 4. A negative times a negative will give me a positive 4. Negative 1 times positive 16 will give me negative 16. And don't forget to bring down the rest of your problem. So we've gone from this all the way to this so far. And we're going to continue to make it easier and easier. So division, no division. Addition, well, let's look at this right here. So negative 4 plus 4. Well, that'll give me 0, right? Negative 4, positive 4, that cancels each other out. So this gives me 0 minus 16. So let's do subtraction. 0 minus 16 will give me negative 16. Again, if you're confused about those positive and negative numbers, go back and look at that lecture about adding and subtracting positive and negatives. All right. This next one, I'm going to do 2 times 9 times 5 plus 3 squared plus 4. So let's deal with our parentheses. Well, parentheses includes this whole section. So when we have this section, I'm going to write it down here just so that we can look at it by itself. Oops. These rules apply. So parentheses, no. Exponents, so let's deal with this exponent. 3 squared means 3 times 3. 3 times 3 will give me 9. I'm going to bring down the rest of my problem. Multiply, so we have multiplication right here. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 9. No division, addition, so I'm going to add those together. And that'll give me 54. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this. I know my answer was 54, so this whole thing becomes 54. And I'm going to bring down the rest of my problem. Again, just bringing down those sections we didn't deal with. All right, exponents, no other exponents. Multiplication, so we have 2 times 54. And again, I'm just doing it on the side to make sure I have the right math. Bring down the rest of my problem. No division, addition, so I'm going to add those together. So I have 108 plus 4 will give me 112. Two problems that you did. All right, parentheses is our first step. So let's look at our parentheses on the left and we move our way right. So 19 minus 8 will give us 11. 10 plus 4, 14. So I've gone ahead and dealt with both parentheses. Next step, exponents. So we have 8 squared. I know that 8 times 8 is 64. So we got to think, what do these parentheses mean? Well, when they're parentheses right next to each other or a number right outside the parentheses, it's asking us to multiply. So multiplication, 11 times 14. So 11 times 14 will give us 154. Then we have 154 plus 64. Give us 218. All right, so you should have gotten 218 on this one. I'm gonna erase this so that it becomes a little easier to see this problem. So our next problem is down here. So parentheses, no parentheses. Exponents, no exponents. So then we go to multiplication. Well, we have multiplication right here. So 4 times 2 is 8. And then I'm going to copy the rest of the problem. So we have 8 divided by 8 plus 18. Next step is division. So 8 divided by 8 give you 1. Addition, 1 plus 18. Should have gotten 19. So 218 and 19. So I'm going to give you 2 more, and then we'll close out this lesson.